Nobody was going to tell me anything. As far as I was concerned, this was the person I was going to be with, and no pastor, no man of God was going to tell me otherwise. That's God said. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you are doing awesome. If you are new here and you're just seeing my face for the very first time, you're welcome to the family. Now will be a perfect time to subscribe to this channel, and also don't forget to hit the bell button right next to that subscribe button. That way you stay notified every time I have a new video. Today's video Today's video is a chit chat, get ready with me video, and the story I'm going to be telling you guys today, in fact, story once upon a time. The story I'm going to tell you guys today is a true story, happened to me a couple of years back. I'm also going to be testing out some new products today from Juvia's Place. I'm going to be testing out the Juvia's Place foundation. I'm going to be testing out the concealer. I'm going to be testing out the Juvia's Place Nubian 3 Coral palette. I'm also going to be testing out a new primer. So if you guys want to see me apply all of this makeup to my face and also let you in on this interesting story I'm about to give you, then please keep on watching. Okay, so first off, I'm going to be priming my face, and I'm going to be using the So Clear Instant Perfection Makeup Primer. So I think they are based in Nigeria and they are based in the US. I'm not very sure. This is what the packaging looks like. It has a green tint to it. Okay, so guys, this story I'm about to tell you happened to me a couple of years ago, and it's an experience that I went through that really affected me emotionally. So in 2013, I went to the UK with my dad and my brother. We went on vacation to the UK, and while I was on vacation in the UK, I started talking with somebody on Facebook. I know Facebook, I know, but it's not like that. Let me explain. Okay, so we started talking on Facebook. I'm going to refer to this person as Michael. His name is like nowhere near Michael, but we're going to call him Michael for the purpose of this video. Now, Michael and I started chatting on Facebook, and I got to realize that Michael was actually very close to one of my cousins who I am very close to. Somehow, probably because we had mutual friends on Facebook, he stumbled on my, profile and sent me a message on Facebook. And we started chatting from there. I found out that he was from my place, from Asaba. I found out that he was doing his PhD there in the UK while I was on vacation. When I mentioned that I was actually on vacation in the UK, he got excited. He was like, oh, you're in the UK, what do you say we meet up? He was in a totally different city from where I was, and I was not going to start going to another city to go and see somebody that I did not even know. But I was just like trying to dodge not seeing this person, but he became quite persistent and he was insisting on seeing me, meeting me and everything. And I was like, okay, if you can come to where I am, that's totally fine. Finally I agreed, and he came to the city where I was staying to meet me. And we met up. First impressions was very good. My auntie actually really liked him. Before we continue, this is the Juvia's Place foundation. You guys must have seen 5,000 million, if that word is correct, 5,000 million reviews on this foundation. So I'm not really going to dwell on all of this. I'm just going to be testing them out. So I got the shade 510 Aruba, and you guys, I bought this online. So I really hope and pray that this is my shade. This is what the packaging looks like. I hear that with this foundation a little goes a long way, so I'm just going to be using very little. So he came to the city where I was to see me, and we just clicked, you guys. It was almost like an instant connection. We clicked, we went to see a movie, I don't forget. We just clicked, you guys. By the time he went back to the city where he was based, we were already talking about dating. You know, we liked each other already, we enjoyed each other's company, started talking some more. You guys pray for me that this thing is my shade, because I'll be so angry if it's not my shade. Hey, oh my god, it's looking light. Oh my god, no. Ah man, Mama, let me just blend it out here and see. Oh, this is light. Oh my god. Oh wow, but the coverage of this foundation, the coverage is so good, but this is too light for me. I don't know, I hear some people say that this oxidizes, so hopefully this will oxidize and blend better into my skin. Okay, it's not looking so bad anymore. I think it oxidizes. Obviously it has gotten a bit darker than when I first applied it. So we kept in touch, we kept talking until I went back to Nigeria. We became quite close. As a matter of fact, we started dating long distance. Okay, I really enjoy talking to him every day. In a day we would talk like 2-3 times a day. I was still working a 9-to-5 job then, but we will still talk like 3 to 5 times a day, even though he was like a PhD student. We were doing pretty well for the better part of 2013, and towards the end of the year he started making plans to come down for Christmas. Obviously we hadn't seen each other since I left the UK back in June, so he started making plans to come down for Christmas in December, and by then we were like head over heels in love. And he wanted to just come to Nigeria because his parents are based in Nigeria, so he wanted to come to Nigeria to see his parents, see me, even possibly meet my family. I was super excited, you guys. I was so excited. I was making plans for his trip. This was a full-blown relationship. Okay, everything was going absolutely well. Along the line we had talked about marriage, getting married, me moving to the UK, you know, starting a family. Like, it had gotten there, you guys. The foundation is not looking so bad anymore, and to be quite frank, I love it. Just that small chinkily foundation that I used, like, the coverage is really good. I love it. So I'm going to be using the Juvia's Place concealer in the shade 018. I also hope that this is not too light. This is what it looks like, and I love how huge, how big this thing is. Like, it's so big, you guys. I'm not mad at the color. This is what I would normally use to highlight, so this was a great selection for me. Gosh, this doe food applicator is so big, you guys. In fact, I told my parents, my mom already knew about him, but I told my dad because he wanted me to let my dad know he was coming and stuff. So I told my dad, oh, I'm seeing someone and he really wants to meet you guys when he comes. Fast forward to December, he came. Because his parents are not based in Abuja, they're based in a different city from Abuja. So, but he was landing here in Abuja, so I arranged for a taxi. I went to pick him up at the airport, arranged the hotel he was going to be staying in Abuja before heading to the city where his parents were based. Then he met my folks, met my sister, my brother, my family, you know, even brought them stuff. As in, it was just really beautiful. After a couple of days, he left Abuja to the city where he was going to see his family, and called me and told me that, okay, look, my family wants to meet you, can I come back to Abuja and pick you up and everything? I was like, yes. So I told my family, I said, oh, they want to meet me, his dad and mom want to meet me and stuff, and my dad gave me the go ahead to go for 3 days and come back. I traveled with him, okay, to meet his family, and his family loved me. I met his dad and his mom. His dad and mom really loved me. I stayed at their house. Everything was beautiful. I met his younger sister. She loved me as well. Everything was just going great. I was so sure that this is the man for me. So that December, we were also making plans to go to Asaba because this my cousin that I was really close to, that he was also close to, was getting married. So everybody was heading, all roads were leading to Asaba that December. Him and his family were also making plans to come down to Asaba, you know, and then we all met in Asaba as well, had a great time. My cousin got married, we all had a great time. It was just, everything was just flowing, you know. One of the Sundays during mass, when we went for mass in Asaba, my mom met his parents in church. Fast forward to after Christmas and New Year, it was almost time for him to go back to the UK. So of course he was going to pass through Abuja because he was leaving from Abuja. I noticed that some days before he came back, you know, his mood changed. When we talked, he wasn't as excited as he used to be. Let me just do my brows off camera and I will be right back. When he came to Abuja, I noticed that he was really uptight, and also I noticed he had lost a bit of weight. And then when I probed further and everything, I'm like, just tell me what the problem is. And then he goes ahead to tell me that his family usually attends this interdenominational fellowship. And in my mind, I'm like, okay, but you guys are Catholics. He said, yeah, they are Catholics, but that they also attend like just a fellowship, an interdenominational fellowship that they usually have attended for years and years. And that before he came back to Abuja, he went for fellowship, and then they also wanted to like pray for him since he was going back to the UK. Wanted to like pray for him. I can't remember right now for the life of me whether it was the person that was praying that saw this thing, or he actually mentioned something about me to them. I can't really remember right now the dynamics of what happened, but long and short was that while they were praying, either the person that was praying saw that there was a girl he wanted to get married to, and that that person is not your wife, don't marry her. And he's talking about me though. Is that about me? Hello. And that we're not supposed to be married and everything. I was just like, where is all this coming from all of a sudden? And that the reason why, you know, he had lost a bit of weight was that because him and his family were fasting for like 2-3 days, 3 days about this whole thing, and you know, just wanted to just confirm it and just, you know. And I'm like, okay, so what are you now saying? What are you saying? Who are these people? I thought you told me you were a Catholic. Yes, I'm a Catholic, but these people said that, and that they are very trustworthy. They've been going there for years, like a fellowship. They've been going there for years. They don't joke with any prophecy that comes from this fellowship, because most of the time their prophecies always come true or are always right and stuff. Hey, good. In my mind, I was like, no, this is not happening. This is not happening. This is not about to happen to me. No, it's not about to happen to me. Not me. I'm just going to be playing around now with the Juvia's Place November 3 Coral palette. This is what it looks like, and that is what it looks like on the inside. Super beautiful. What do you want to do? What's going on? You're not taking them serious now. Are you taking them serious? And he was like, he's confused. He doesn't know what to do. The last couple of days have been hell for him because of this thing, and that's why he has been sounding a bit off. He really wants to be with me. He really wants to be with me, and he really loves me and everything, but that he doesn't know what to do. He's so confused. He came to Nigeria because of me. At that moment, I was not even understanding the gravity of what was even happening. In my mind, I was still thinking that this thing was just a sick joke that was going to end. This thing went on, it went on and on and on. I think at some point I even left the hotel angry, went back home, and then we spoke on phone, and he told me that I don't understand how much this thing is affecting him, that it's affecting him so bad. And then he goes ahead to snap a photograph of a ring that he actually brought to Nigeria to propose to me with. Like, he actually brought a ring to propose to me before he left for the UK. But after getting this prophecy, obviously I'm not getting that proposal, obviously. And I felt so bad. I just became an emotional wreck, you guys, like, because I could now see the seriousness of this thing, what this thing was. I was now beginning to see the seriousness of it. So after a couple of days, he left for the UK. We're still communicating on phone. I was still trying to make things work. He just tuned off, you guys. He just tuned off. I would try to reach him on phone. Most times he would ring and ring, he would not pick up, or I would not even be able to reach his phone at all. This was somebody that for the last 7-8 months that we had been dating, communication was never an issue. All of a sudden, I couldn't reach him when I wanted to reach him. I was doing everything within my power to make this thing work. And you guys, if anybody watching me knows me personally, you know that I'm a commitment freak. Like, I'm a commitment freak. Once I'm meeting somebody, we are going all the way most times. So I was determined to make this one work, okay? But it just became so difficult, so hard. Even when we did speak, it was as if it was a forced conversation. We were no longer happy. We used to Skype a lot before. We used to video call and all of that. I would go to work. I would just be sad all day at work. It was affecting me so much. Things went from 100 to 0 real quick. Like, real quick. Michael was just too afraid. He was just too afraid. He was just too scared of the repercussions of going against that prophecy. He was just too scared. It was one of the toughest times of my life, one of the saddest times of my life. This was going on for months, you guys. This was going on for months and months and months. By July of 2014, I made plans to go on vacation to the UK. Because in my mind, I'm like, maybe if he sees me, he will change his mind and realize that he really wants me. Imagine going through this thing and going through this thing in a long distance relationship, guys. It was horrible though. Like the way I booked my tickets in a way that my birthday would also fall there. I left for the UK to see him. Went to the city that he was based in, and you guys, that was when I just knew that this thing was probably not going to work, because even when we were together in the UK, you know, everything had just changed. He wasn't treating me badly or anything like that. Well, you could just tell that this thing was so much of a big deal to him that it had affected him so much as well. Even before I left Nigeria, my mom, I would cry and cry. When I think about it, I would cry. My mom would just be like, I don't know why you're crying. No. I told my mom about it. My mom was like, she's not understanding what this means. Like, as in that, where is all this coming from? I said, that me, I don't know. That me, I do not know. So on our own part, we had this, well, not we do have this pastor friend, family friend, very close to the family. So I think my mom told him about it, or was it me? No, my mom told him about it, and he said he was going to put it in his prayers and everything. And then I was awoken by his call one day by 4:30 a.m. I don't forget, and he told me that he was praying about this issue, and that since this guy is coming, that what he's going to tell me is that since this guy is already coming from this spiritual angle, he will tell me to just forget about this guy, just leave him alone. Since this is the angle he's coming with, just let him be. But stubborn me, stubborn Alma, nobody was going to tell me anything. As far as I was concerned, this was the person I was going to be with, and no pastor, no man of God was going to tell me otherwise. That God said. Nobody was going to tell me that. On my birthday, he took me out with his housemates at the time. You know, I had a good birthday, but you could just tell that we didn't know where this thing was heading because of this issue. You could tell how serious he really wanted this thing to be, because even while I was in the UK, I saw the ring he had bought for me, the ring he was going to propose to me with. I had seen it even when I went to see him in the UK. So like, you can imagine the gravity. Even with me being in the UK, there wasn't much of a difference. There wasn't much of a difference, you know. Instead, it was even paining me the more because I was with him, and still this thing was not going anywhere anytime soon. And I equally remember before going to the UK, he told me that what he was going to do was that this fellowship had a branch in London. So he was going to take a trip to London. So he had gone to London to the branch of this fellowship there, and they were saying the same thing. Like, they were saying the same thing, that I was not his wife. Ah, my God. So I spent my vacation. I even visited some friends in a different city, came back to his own city before planning on going back to my auntie's place, where I was going to go back to Abuja. If I could come all the way from Nigeria and it wasn't going to move this person or change anything, then I guess we're done here. I had gone through so many months of emotional torture over this issue. I had gone through so much. We both, I believe, had gone through so much of emotional torture, and I just couldn't do it anymore. He was of the opinion that what if we now eventually decide to not listen to them, we'll now get married, and then something will now happen. So my mind was just like, okay, so something will now happen, so we eventually decide to get married, and God will now punish us for getting married. Okay, right? God will now punish us because he had warned us not to marry. We'll now marry, then he will now punish us. I've gone through things, so this life, I've gone through things in this life. I'll not even lie. It was time for me to head back to my auntie's place to get ready to leave for Nigeria. And I remember very well, he took me to the train station where I was going to board a train down to Essex. We said our goodbyes. It was so funny because even at this point, even at this stage, nobody wanted to be the one to say, okay, you know what, let's just move on with our lives. Like, he didn't want to say it, I didn't want to say it, we both didn't want it, but it was like the inevitable. Like, it was something that had to happen. And at that point, I knew that if I'm leaving this place, I know that that's the end. But I wasn't going to tell him anything. I didn't want to say anything. He didn't want to tell me anything as well. I boarded the train. I had like 5 minutes more before my train departed. And once I boarded that train, I knew that that was it. I looked at him through the window, and he turned around, and I noticed that he was sobbing. He was crying. Almost like he knew that that was it. He knew that as I was leaving, that was going to be it. And I came out of the train. I went to him. I gave him a warm hug. We hugged for a bit. Didn't say a word to each other. We didn't say anything. I just said, why are you crying? I'm like, why are you crying? You can do something about this, but you don't want to. And then when I heard the warning announcement for my train's departure, I just left, went back into my train, sat down. At that point, I didn't have any more tears to cry. I had cried so much over the last couple of months that cry I was going to cry at that point was not going to matter. So I didn't even cry. Like, I was emotional, but the tears just were not coming out anymore. I think I needed to go to the UK to be able to let go. I needed to see him again and know that this thing was actually really happening, to be able to let go. That was, and I was glad I was actually glad I went. I think I had like 2 days extra before I left for Abuja, and when I got on that plane at Heathrow back to Nigeria, I just knew that that was it. Like, I just knew that as I was leaving, that was it with me and him. Like, it was done, it was over. I'm going to be applying my gel liner today. You guys, I haven't done gel liner in such a long time. I just do my eye look and pop on lashes, but today I'm going to be using gel liner. Got back to Abuja end of July, and by August, you guys, that was actually when I started my blog. So that experience just pushed me to wanting to put my energy into something else, and I started my blog by the following month, you guys. Looking back now, while I was in the UK, I remember that I used to chat with Jessie a lot. Jessie and I had been friends. If you know Jessie and I's story, we've been friends since like 2010, you know, but literally just friends or movie buddies. We used to go and see movies together and everything. But around that time, as if God just knew I needed a shoulder to lean on, Jessie used to chat me up a lot while I was on vacation, always asking when I was going to come back and all of that. Never really knew what I was passing through, you know. So I remember very well when I got back to Abuja. I didn't even tell anybody I was back. I just was doing my thing. I resumed work, everything. Then one day Jessie hits me up. Oh yes, I'm back. Oh, I'm back to Abuja. And he was like, yay, my boo is back. And I'm like, your boo? Who is your boo? But obviously he was seeing the future. Me, I didn't know at the time. He was obviously seeing the future. And about 2 months after, Jessie and I started dating officially. So yes, maybe those people were actually right. Not maybe, they were right that I wasn't his wife, because obviously I was somebody else's wife. So you guys, that was basically what happened though. Like, that was basically what happened. I don't know if any of you have had such an experience before, but you know, let's talk in the comment section below. What is this thing about people telling you what God said? How about you pray about things on your own and listen to God's voice, or listen to the voice of the Holy Spirit about anything that concerns you? I don't understand. Anyway, he too is married now. He got married this year actually. I began to wonder if these fellowship people told him that was actually his wife. So for my lips, I'm going to be using the Zaron lipstick pen in the shade Maxim, and the Flawless Ivy liquid lipstick in the shade Hot Flame. So yeah, you guys, that is it for this video. Let me know in the comment section below if you've had a similar experience, you know, being in a relationship and then something spiritual comes and that changes the course of things, something like that. Quick roundup of everything that I used. I loved the Juvia's Place foundation, although I would have wanted a shade darker, you know, a shade or 2 shades darker. The concealer is amazing. I love the shade, love the consistency. It's a very good one. And the eyeshadow palette, of course, you guys know by now, Juvia's Place is not, we're not talking about Juvia's Place eyeshadows for the first time on this channel. You guys know how good their shadows are. This one is not an exception. Love it. The colors are beautiful. Of course, it is super duper pigmented, like all Juvia's Place eyeshadows. The primer from So Clear Beauty, I love it. I love the way my foundation glided on after I applied this primer. I would have to keep using this to give you like a proper review, but first impressions, it's okay. So thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you're subscribed if you're not subscribed already. Did you enjoy this little story time? Be sure you're subscribed. Be sure to give the video a thumbs up and leave a comment down below because it helps my channel, and I'll be seeing you guys in my next video. Mwah!